Hey YouTube, this is RobinThat's1 here, and I have episode 9 Year's End to review. It's Christmas in Starling City, and all the bells are holly. This episode marks the first appearance of the Dark Archer, a notable villain in Green Arrow's Rogue Gallery. This episode has many major story elements that would carry through after the mid-season finale. Oliver realizes that it's Christmas after Diggle remarks that he's taking his nephew to go see Santa. We learn that on the island, Oliver didn't celebrate Christmas as his sole purpose was to survive day to day. And gradually Christmas got filtered out of his life. We also realized that the Queens also skipped Christmas as they were always too emotionally drained. Now, I think that is a little bit of a step too far. I like the idea, but I do think it's a bit of a step too far. Because everyone celebrates Christmas. No matter how emotionally drained you may be, everyone sort of celebrates Christmas. And I would have thought that when Moira and Walter got together, that Christmas would have gradually been reintroduced. So that's just my quick little, really nitpick with the episode. Oliver tries to correct, the Christmas ordeal and hosts his father's annual Christmas party. Whilst doing so, Oliver is forced to find a copycat archer, the Dark Archer, who is hunting down people on the list, namely the people he's already targeted, like Adam Hunt, last seen in the pilot episode. Oliver gives Detective Lance a phone, saying that he will ensure that the Dark Archer is brought to justice. However, Detective Lance gives Oliver till Christmas Eve to get the mysterious archer. In this episode, Detective Lance seems to believe in Oliver's cause. And I guess it's because the 2 and 2 sort of see eye to eye. He knows he's the wrong guy and isn't on a witch hunt to eradicate him. And although the two don't trust each other, they have less of an antagonistic relationship this episode. Malcolm Merlin is revealed to be the Dark Archer, the friend of Robert Queen and a member of the people who want to change Starling City. Merlin, as the Dark Archer, is able to match Oliver's skills. We see him wound Oliver this episode, both physically and mentally. He tests and pushes Oliver to his limits, and it proves to be his equal, which makes him the most dangerous villain we have had so far. The reveal was surprising and changed the character from what he was in the comics, which was a mercenary, to a businessman, which was a very nice touch for the series, as it gives him almost this Green Goblin vibe, and makes him into a more of an opposing villain. And I really like his costume. It has this Middle Eastern flair to it, adding to the intrigue of the character. And like, where did Merlin go when he was missing, kind of thing. And I did really, really like that. However, the costume also does bulk John Barrowman out a little too much. Merlin is a character who has taken things into his own hands and uses that to control the board, including Moira herself. And he has Moira's husband, Walter, kidnapped at the end of the episode. Merlin has Moira wrapped around his little finger and on a very short leash. We see why Moira is so powerless against him. The Christmas part of the episode was a little mean-spirited, in my opinion. Oliver put on a party so he and his family could enjoy the holidays and be a family again. But Thea throws it back in his face in this episode, and I really did not like that. And the fact that she has a boyfriend was very left field, in my opinion. Like, it came out from nowhere. Oliver takes an immediate dislike to the boyfriend early on, and it's not really explained why. But you can guess it's probably, well, he's the older brother kind of thing. But it still wasn't very understood why he didn't like the boyfriend. Thea rejects Oliver's attempt at doing a good thing for her and made Thea even more unlikable. And it sort of brought whatever character development she was getting from the last two episodes and threw it out of the door. And, you know, she acts like a total bitch and to everyone, and I really didn't like that. Also, Laurel reveals that she has been holding back in her relationship with Tommy because of him, adding yet another blow to Oliver's existence. Like, it does make you wonder why Oliver came back when all of his friends just throw everything back at him. Like, here's Oliver trying to do a good thing, and people are just saying, oh, well, the reason why my relationship is crappy is because of you. And it's like, wow. It's just, again, the Christmas bits were really mean-spirited, and I didn't like it. And also, I didn't know why they were pushing the Oliver and Laurel still love each other after the last two episodes. So, that was just my opinion. However, the Felicity and Oliver scenes were really cute this episode, and very natural, and they have quite a good chemistry together on screen. And I think most Felicity Oliver shippers would agree to this, that the two just have great chemistry. Yeah, I really like those two together. And I do feel like Oliver is essentially pushed back to where he was before he knew it was Christmas. Because the whole Christmas part of the episode sort of pushes him back to, well, I may as well just stay in my arrow cave for a whole month, because everyone doesn't really want to spend Christmas together. So I may as well go play Vigilante. Yeah, so the Christmas bit wasn't my favourite bit of the episode. However, I loved the fight between Oliver and the Dark Archer. It was a very impressive fight, and although a bit brief, the fight choreography was great, and it has continued to be great throughout the season. And they do an impressive job at making it epic, unlike Smallville. Who, in Smallville, they didn't really make the battle scenes that epic, but in Arrow, they really pushed to make the fight scenes epic, and I really liked that. Finally, the scenes on the island added a small amount of intrigue in this episode. We learned that the island was once a prison, sort of like Shutter Island in a way, until it was taken over, and that Yao Fei may have been a prisoner of the island, adding an even more intrigue to the character. This also adds to my purgatory sin theory that I mentioned in the pilot review, and basically, for those of you who haven't watched it, I said that the island was purgatory, and basically it imprisons and forces everyone to confront a sin or sins. And the very fact that the island used to be a prison of some kind really adds to that theory. Deathstroke also returns in this episode, and Yao Fei is captured, meaning in the next few island scenes, Oliver is going to have to save Yao Fei again. Whilst having a very mean tone for a Christmas episode, there was a lot of important details that made the show entertaining, and I really enjoyed this episode, apart from the Christmas scenes. So thank you very much for listening to me, and I shall see you all later. Subscribe for more Arrow reviews, and like and comment if you wish to, and I shall see you all later. Bye.